Assalamualaikum, dear guys. This is Muhammad Yashuddin. Welcome to the GFC school. Guys, we are learning physics, and physics means I say it energy and quantity. Guys, very important. Sorry, energy and matter. And for learning physics, you have to determine each and every quantity. Okay, there are some quantities which can be measured. Actually, in this world, there are two worlds. One is psychological, another one is physical. Guys, for learning physical world, we have to have clear knowledge about some quantities which can be measured. Okay, in the psychological world, we can't measure the love, like, okay, feelings, we can't measure. But in the physical world, we can measure some quantities. Okay, and those are physical quantities. All the physical quantities are divided into two groups, guys. Here, if you look at this room, you could see what types of quantities we could determine. Guys, here our time or mass, these are what type of quantities you just said. But guys, look, I have just now said physical quantities are two types. There are two groups. One is scalar quantity, and another one is vector quantity. Okay, scalar quantity and vector quantity. How can we understand scalar quantity, vector quantity? Guys, very simple. Okay, scalar quantity or scalar physical quantity which has only magnitude and no direction is called scalar quantity or scalar. That means a physical quantity. Okay, fine. One is a scalar quantity, another one vector quantity. Okay, actually in our 6, 7, 8, 9 class, we have various quantities named like speed, force, velocity, acceleration, displacement, time, length. Guys, we are known to this word: time, mass, length. These are actually scalar quantity because this physical quantity which has only magnitude and no direction is called the scalar quantity. For example, length, mass, time, temperature, heat, electric potential, speed, work. These are is called scalar quantity. Okay, physical quantity. Physical quantity are physical quantity or quantities which have, just simply you can say quantity which has only, okay, quantity. If you write quantity which has only magnitude, which has only magnitude, no direction. Okay, it's called scalar quantity. Like when you are a student of class 6, 7, 8, 9, you had the name speed. Okay, you had the name mass, you had the name time, length. These are actually physical quantity which are scalar. And in this room, we could say the mass of this boat is scalar quantity because for measuring mass, we don't need direction, just we need amount, quantity. Okay, guys, we need magnitude. We need magnitude. If you say how much mass of this white body, you would say 10 kg. That means that is scalar quantity. If I say, oh, what time it is now, it's 3 o'clock. Okay, that means it only needs magnitude, not direction. Guys, not direction, not direction, not direction. Okay, nice guys. Look, if you go outside, you could see uh, scalar quantity. What type of scalar quantity you could see outside? Can you say me? Can you see me? Anyway, scalar quantity, time, mass, length. Okay, guys. Now vector quantity. Actually, what do you mean by vector quantity? Vector quantity, scalar quantity, vector quantity. Okay. Now vector quantity, physical quantity. This is a physical quantity. Uh, Vector quantity. Okay, vector quantity. Physical, the physical quantity which has both. Okay, which is both magnitude and direction. Magnitude and direction. And direction. It's called vector quantity. It's called vector quantity. Nice. Okay, fine. Or we could say vector only. Guys, when you were student of class 6, you had the name velocity, acceleration. Anyway, forget that. If I discuss weight, then you can understand why weight is a vector quantity. Weight is a force, but how do we measure the weight? We measure the weight due to the attraction force of Earth. That means it has a direction. Okay, fine. I have drawn this object, and I am saying this weight is W. Okay, fine. I'm saying this weight is W. But weight means. Can you say me? Weight means actually it has a direction. Weight means the towards the earth direction. That means for measuring the weight of any object, we need direction. Without having direction, we can't measure it. If you are to measure the weight left side, right side, upper side, could you get the perfect amount of weight? Never, ever. You have to actually consider downward direction, okay, to the surface of the earth. That means for measuring the weight, you need a direction. Without having, without checking the direction, you can't measure the weight of this object. If you go along the side and try to measure the weight, never, you can't. If you go outside, or if you think about the upper side, you can't measure the weight. If you think about the left side, you can't measure the weight of the object. You have to think about the downward side towards the surface of the earth. Then you can actually perfectly measure the weight of the earth. Am I right? So for measuring the weight, you need two things. One is magnitude and the other one is direction. Without thinking about the direction, you can't measure the weight. That's why I'm saying weight is a vector quantity. And vector quantity means it has both magnitude and direction. It's called vector quantity. Must just think about the weight. Weight has a direction because this direction towards the force. Okay, this direction towards the force. Then if you think this side, left side, right side, upper side, you can't measure perfectly the weight of the object because here the attractional force and along this direction attraction force is not same. Here the attraction force of earth is not same to with this. That's why you have to consider at first the direction downward. Otherwise, you can't measure the weight. So, weight is a vector quantity. I try to explain why it has same vector quantity. If you can feel, I am successful, guys. Another thing you can say, example, you can say velocity, acceleration, force, momentum, displacement. These are vector quantity, guys. Here, some. Okay, fine. Now I have said about scalar quantity and I have said about vector quantity. But for reading or writing or for seeing from the book, we have to actually notify or present the vector. That means we have to have clear concept about the notation sign. Guys, look here. I've said just now. I've said anyway geometrical shape. I don't know, sir. Just now I've said this is an object and it has a weight. But can we feel this is weight by seeing this? No. If I draw this sign, oh my gosh, then we can understand, oh my gosh, this is arrow sign and this is tail and this is the head sign. It means or it defines the vector of weight, okay, but or force. Without writing this sign, without seeing this sign, you can't understand whether it is vector or scalar. Such way we define vector. Guys, this is one line and this arrow sign is head. Okay, this head and this tail. Okay, it called tail or starting point. Such way we define or we show vector geometrically. Guys, look here. If I say look, just simply if I say okay, fine, this is car. Okay, this is car. Okay, and going forward, and if I write here force, we can't understand what is force. If I draw a sign like this way, oh my gosh, then you understand this is vector, and the direction of the vector along the arrow sign. This arrow means this vector is performing along this. Okay, this sign you have to understand. I have explained the sign of vector geometrically. Yes. Okay, and now if I actually show a sign, look, and such way most of book don't explain this, guys. It's my personal system. Guys, so this is an object, okay, and this is a object, and it has shown by this sign, say W1, and if I show this such way, then W2, what will you consider? What will you think, or what will you feel? What will you feel, guys? This sign is longer than this, greater than this. That means it by observing the length of sign, we could take decision. It's a more mass than this. Okay, that means such way we can actually justify the amount of the magnitude of. This is the magnitude, but direction same. Direction same. And since these are weight, that's why direction same. Okay, and by these two signs we have considered is greater than this, is more than this, is longer than this. That means from the shape of the geometric sign we will consider the magnitude, the amount of magnitude. Guys, okay, fine. It is a geometric shape which will define the direction of the magnitude or the vector quantity. But okay, fine. Now if I say geometrically, sorry, this is geometrically. If I wanna show the vector alphabetically, then that means if I wanna show the vector by letter, suppose A, B, C. Guys, here, this A. Will you say, what does it mean? What does it mean? We don't understand what it is meaning. But if you draw this such way, then you will understand it's a vector. It's a vector. It's a vector. Without any doubt you will say it's a vector. Anyway, and if we don't use this, suppose you have seen a sign like this way, then you will understand, you will feel this is actually vector quantity. Without having this, you can't measure or you can't justify whether it is or vector. Okay. And and so this is vector sign, and just now I said this is vector. Okay. From this symbol, we feel, will understand, will recognize this is vector. But I have said just now, vector has both magnitude and direction. Okay, fine. That means it's a vector you understood. And if I say what's the magnitude of this vector A, this is the magnitude of vector A. If I see such sign, then it will be the magnitude of sign. Right? Just now I have explained what is a magnitude. What is a vector quantity. That means if I say my weight is 10 Newton, okay. If I say my weight is this is magnitude actually. Okay, yeah. If I express vector, weight such way, and this magnitude, then magnitude will be 10, and vector will be this. Okay, this is the vector of weight. Okay, yes, usually we use vector symbol, vector letter A, B, C, P, Q, D, V, W. Okay, guys, okay, fine. Just now I have shown the vector by geometrical way and by alphabetical way. Guys, there are some features, there are some natures of vector. One is vector has quantity, magnitude and direction. Another is vector we can't calculate by simply subtraction, summation, multiplication. Okay, we have to count or we have to calculate vector quantity geometrically. Okay, guys, next I will discuss different types of vector. Just now I have said the scalar quantity and vector quantity division, and I have said the symbol of a vector and features of vector. Thanks a lot. Assalamu alaikum.